Hey, everybody, it's me, Lynn Renee McDonald. What I wanted to talk to you about today is when people are crossing over. It's kind of like it's another segment that has to do with death and dying and an earth world reality. Okay, this is really important because, as many of you know, this week a friend of my daughter's father passed away, and it was very traumatic for everybody because it went so quick. It wasn't what anybody expected. The person was the guy was in his 40s, so nobody expected this. When his daughter is in her teens, right? And she's my daughter's best friend. So that makes things really, really hard, especially in my household, because again, it's my daughter, it's her best friend, and this is somebody that my kid has known since she was like this big, So, and it's hard when we lose people in earth world reality, even though metaphysically the soul just transforms into a different dimension. When you're standing here in earth world and your dad isn't there, or the person that you love isn't there, boy, that's some really tough stuff to swallow. You know what I mean? Hard times emotionally, spiritually, and in all ways. Because it's huge transformation. It's huge transformation for the family, especially if you lose a parent or anybody really in the family, even pets, because we love so much and we expect them there and we're so used to them being there. So many times what we're doing is we're grieving for our loss of them, and this is really kind of the process that goes on when people and animals, souls basically cross over, that we love. We go through a gamut of a whole bunch of emotional stuff with this, but it is about huge transformation in both earth world reality as well as spiritual. Okay, because what it does is when you lose someone you love, it automatically slams you into your heart space, and there's a reason for that. We are designed metaphysically, spiritually, and in all ways, which is the governing force is metaphysical from love energy in its highest form. The grand design of law of universe is that if you don't get being in your heart space and you're not fully coming from the most authentic place of love within you, the grand design of our life's lessons, okay, many times slams us into our heart space through great suffering, the loss of people we love, tragedy, sickness, devastating circumstances for us personally, any unwell or traumatic event in our lives. The grand design is if you're not conscious of working within your heart space and working with love energy that is God, then it makes it that much harder for you out here in earth world, because and that's part of the grand design, because the whole idea here is to get yourself into, with the law of universe, get yourself into the purest form of love space, which is your highest heart self in this earth world reality. In your heart space is where you want to be your greatest love energy that you can be here, your greatest creator, your greatest of everything that you are. That's all part of the grand design of law of universe that is God or love energy in its highest form, that Christ consciousness. The grand design is such that with law of universe, law of this love energy, okay, it is such that if you don't get it consciously, your soul will call it in subconsciously. It is all of our grand design. Like, to give you a really good example of this, the World Trade Center is a really good example, because it took such a great tragedy and stuff like that to pull people together, okay, all right, to bring the country together from a place of love. Okay, so things like crazy things like that. War does a similar thing, pulls people together. Very tragic, difficult situations and circumstances bring people together from love, help people get into their heart space. Death and dying and all of these types of things are all forms of transformation on a soul personal level, as well as on a collective conscious level, as well as for a family level, like when we lose our parents, our friends. So this is why I'm doing this video, because it hit home, and Spirit's like, you need to tell people about this, okay? So this is so you guys understand the grand plan and the grand design, and again, it brings people together. So lots of really cool stuff is space coming out of this, it has brought that family, that's my daughter's best friend's family, closer together from love. So it's hard when we're in a people emotional earth world space to see the gifts within this, because we're grieving, we're sad for ourselves, we're sad for our family, we're sad we have to adjust to earth world reality without that person and physical earth world body here anymore. So it's all part of transformation, and it takes time, not to mention financially and in all ways. Financially and in earth world reality, there's lots of adjustments and transformation there as well. It changes the dynamics of the whole relationship of the family, as well as changes the dynamics out here in earth world. Sometimes there's more struggling, there's less salaries, there's different family dynamics and relationships that totally change because one parent is now gone or a sibling is now gone, and it's difficult for everybody. Plus there's feelings of guilt, feelings of living in the past, not feeling really good about you, feeling like you could have done more, and overall sadness and feeling I shouldn't have done this in my life and that was bad of me, and taking on the guilt and being a victim. I mean, these are all things that help to come out of us and come out of many of us when we go through death and dying and transformation. Okay. This is super, super important. This is all transformation, particularly death and dying that we're talking about here right now, in earth world reality and how it works in earth world metaphysically. This is just one of those segments that Spirit has guided me to talk to you guys about, so you get a better scope on what the process is, what happens, why it happens, because it's designed to get you in a better space of love energy within you, get you out of the unwellness in here or here, which is this inside within this, okay? Because everything is governed by your soul and your headspace works with this, all right? But you want to be governed from your heart in everything you do, and tragedies slam you into that. This is why they happen, okay? It's all a form of bringing you to enlightenment, okay? Bringing you to God or love energy in your highest self, bringing you back into your heart as your spiritual growth and your spiritual journey to be the greatest you from love and get in the healthiest space within love. And the cool thing is, if you work consciously with love energy that is God, any difficulties, loss of a parent, loss of a dog, loss of a friend, loss of a loved one, loss of anything, if you bring it to source, it will be so much more easier across the board, like no comparison than if you're stuck in earth world belief systems and habits and unwellnesses in your soul. So death and dying, again, is huge opportunity for you to look at, where do I feel bad about this? What can I change about this? How can I handle this in the best way emotionally? How can I grieve emotionally in the best way? How do you do all of these things? You ask source for all the answers. You ask love energy to change how you feel, to change this belief in you, to give you the best way to be, to make it as easy as can be for you from love, right? And you create the best experience regardless of how difficult it feels sometimes in earth world reality. And you can even change the way that you feel, how you feel about everything that is going on, all right? And everything across the board, how you deal with it. You can change up the times you allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself certain grieving opportunities so you can move on past that when you need to, so you don't wallow in the sadness and the misery. It's human to feel emotions of sadness and grief, and I wish I could have done more, and guilt, and it's my fault, and then I'm a victim. These are all normal transformative energies that come out of our souls many times, so we can clear, heal, and change them, as well as our earth world belief systems that don't serve us. So all this is death and dying, transformation, is all part of the grand plan, and that's what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today. We're going to do more segments on death and dying and crossing over. And remember, when a soul leaves, it doesn't leave like forever. It leaves in this earth world in 3-dimension, in earth world reality, like solids. It leaves in that space. And I get that. I lost my dad in 2003, and he was like my best friend, man. And it sucked. And I wasn't near in the space I'm in today with love energy that is God, not even close. So it's really difficult for me. So I get it. We all get it. We all lose people. It's all part of the grand design that is love energy, people and things that we love, and pets that we love, and friends and family. And this is all part of that to bring us within our highest heart selves of love to work with spirit and have the greatest life so we can be the best us, okay? From love, okay? Again, so your best way to deal with any of this kind of stuff is to bring it right to source, love energy that is God, so that you can be and have the best experiences within some really rough times. Because any experience you have in Earth World without love energy that is God is that much harder, times like 10 to 100 million, infinitely, really. So in depending on the space and the wellnesses you're in your soul, it's all called in by your soul, and it's part of soul agreements before you even came in here that you had with your parents or the person who crossed over and within your souls, okay, together, and the families and all involved. You had this soul pact and agreement that this was going to happen at some point. This is part of the spiritual journey, okay? So I just wanted to give you a heads up because it can be really difficult in Earth World, but you have all the power to work with love energy that is God and change how much you're hurting, how sad you are, and all your Earth World feelings and belief systems that are here when people cross over, die, move to different dimensions. So many times, like I was talking about my dad and getting back into that space with my dad passing away. One of the biggest things I miss about him is being able to touch him in Earth World reality, being able to have him hold me, being able to sit on the couch with him. So, and this is also a really good opportunity to explain to you guys that appreciate and spend time with the people you love, because you have that within your soul forever. When people die and cross over in the first days, weeks, months, we get lots and lots of flooding from our souls with memories of all the great things that we had, that come in when all of this happens. And again, this is all part of that process to bring you, to show you the amazing love here, to show you that they don't really go away, to show you that they're always alive in your soul, multidimensionally forever. Okay. And you can always pull those out. That's what those memories are. Your soul releasing them to say, hey, look what you got here. So many times we're like, we remember this and we start to cry. And it's also part of that grieving process because we miss them and we love them, right? Okay. So I hope you like this YouTube. So this is all for everybody during these difficult times in 2019, for losing people, and for always, not just 2019, always. Bring everything to God and create it to be, no matter what your difficulty is: death, dying, transformation, crossing over, sickness, losing jobs, houses, whatever it is, how you feel about it, your habits, patterns, beliefs, creating things to be the best they can be for you. Bring them to source energy, love that is God. You will undoubtedly have the greatest, easiest time dealing with all of this from love. And it's your best option. It's not your only option, but if you don't do it, you're never going to know, right? The more you do it, the more you're going to see that, because the more what I teach, you're going to understand is the truth, what Spirit teaches through me from love, right? The more you're going to understand that this is the God's honest truth about how things work, because it actually does work. Okay. So many blessings to all. Again, these difficult times, lots of people are crossing over, experiences like this where you don't understand why or how. Many of these souls, they can't stay in this vibration anymore because the Earth World planetary vibration is rising to a higher form of love energy. That's, 3D, 4D, 5D, right? That's what, the changes in Earth World. We're getting to a more, what they're telling me is a fluid love energy space, a more authentic love energy space. And the souls that are not ready for that or are at a deficit are going to be crossing over. So this video is huge, a wonderful gift for everybody. And if you have any questions, anything I can help you with, anything at all about anything as well as this, please by all means contact me. This Saturday, I'll be at my shopping center, Institute for Christ Consciousness here in Virginia Beach, doing readings and spirit work and energy work all weekend, as well as I will be in Richmond, Illuminate in Virginia on Sunday all day from I believe it's 11 to 6. And I will also be doing a fantastic clearing class for free. So don't miss it if you don't have to. Okay. All right. Much love, you guys. Take care and many blessings. And remember, no matter how difficult it is, whatever is going on in your life, if you bring it to source, you have all the power from love to make it the greatest that it can be, no matter what is happening, whether it's Earth World or wherever or wherever from here. Okay. Thanks, guys. Love yous.